Hi, it's Amber here. In this video, we will go over everything Mekko chart related, so you can learn to make a masterful Mekko chart. I will start by explaining what a Mekko chart is and what they can be used for. A Mekko chart is a column chart with no gaps and variable column widths, combining features of column and stacked column charts. It compares relative proportions across two variables simultaneously. There are two types of charts. The chart shown on your screen is a 100% Mekko chart, with equal column heights and variable widths, emphasizing the proportional distribution within each category. Another version is the standard Mekko chart that have variable heights and widths. This type of chart allows for the comparison of both the relative proportions of groups within each variable and the overall magnitude of each category across variables. Let's break it down some more with a more complicated example. In this chart, each column's height sums to 100%, indicating total revenue for each company, which can be seen at the top of the chart. The column is divided further by how much each region contributes to the total revenue. For example, 58% of Volkswagen's revenue comes from Europe. The width reflects each company's revenue as a proportion of the total market, which is 962 billion. As shown, Volkswagen represents 36% of the market, and it's visually filling a proportionate segment of the chart. Let's make it clear the advances of these charts. They are ideal for comparing relative proportions of different categories with more variables. You can condense multiple data points into a single chart, and it shows how individual components contribute to a total or how a whole is divided. As mentioned, PowerPoint doesn't have a native Mekko chart. You can, however, create one in Excel from the ground up, but that's tedious and won't look visually exquisite. Instead, use Ampler. With Ampler, you simply plot the chart in the following way. Click on the Ampler header. Click on Ampler Charts. Choose Mekko chart and insert in PowerPoint. If you want to change the data in your chart, you can simply plot it in. The chart will change instantly to suit your data in the following way. Right-click on the chart to edit data in Excel. Plot in the data. Here you can also add or remove series and category. The data will instantly fit the chart. Now time to customize the chart to make sure the right information is conveyed and that the chart looks visually stunning. Right-click on the chart and open the data table. Here you can change the labels to suit your needs, as well as the series. You can also change the colors of rectangles, as well as the color of the font text. Remember to provide an action title that clearly states the main takeaway of the chart. In our example, it's Volkswagen remain global leader despite Toyota's Asian dominance. Lacking behind with 113 billion. Make sure to include a brief description and a legend that explains the data source, time period, and other relevant insights, ensuring the audience understands what the data conveys. There you have it, a masterful Mekko chart. If you already have data in an Excel table, you can also insert it in the following way. Right-click and select Establish Excel link. Choose Table in your Excel sheet. Make sure to highlight everything. There are some mistakes to avoid when making a Mekko chart. Avoid having too many categories, as this will make the chart cluttered. Make sure to include total values and context. Make sure there is a substantial difference between categories. Avoid overcomplicating the model with too much context, colors, etc. While some of the benefits of Ampler have already been shown, there are more useful features. For example, you can add value line, total difference, and level difference to the chart for more clarity. Here you can see the total difference, which shows the percentage difference between Volkswagen and Mercedes. There is a difference on when to use and when not to use a Mekko chart. Use a Mekko chart when you want to compare relative proportions of different categories with more variables, when you want to show how individual components contribute to a total, when you have data with different magnitudes. choose another chart type when you have too simplistic data. If you have too many categories, if the data revolve around complex relationships, if you have continuous or temporal data. There are some alternatives to consider other than a Mekko chart, as some charts can communicate the same insights simpler. For example, pie charts, which are useful for showing proportions when there are few categories with significant differences. However, it's difficult to compare regions across companies. It's only showing each company's percentage in each region, but not how much this accounts for across the market. Another alternative is a simple column chart like this, which shows the revenue of each company, but it doesn't show the proportion of each company's revenue from each region or how much this represents across the entire market. With a stacked column chart, both the total revenue of each company as well as how much each region accounts for is shown. If we make them 100% stacked, you can easier see how much of the company's revenue comes from each region. However, it's still hard to interpret how much each region accounts for across the entire market. Only by making the width variable, by adding the total revenue, can we truly compare the companies. Even though the percentages in the North American region between Volkswagen and Toyota are close, there's a big revenue difference. 72 and 52 billion respectively, represented by the measure of the width. If you add a description, legend, and a table, you can truly see how much insight you can gain from a single Mekko chart instead of using multiple charts. Some final perspectives. A Mekko chart can effectively compare relative proportions across multiple variables. They are mostly useful with a few categories. Too many make them cluttered. Also, if proportions are nearly equal, they offer little insight. Despite this, they excel at visualizing patterns and composition, such as market share, by making the data more insightful than simple percentages. The key is a thoughtful design chart and a clear intention of use. With Ampler, creating these charts are easy. Visit ampler.io for more tips. If you are already convinced Ampler can help you, then download a free trial of Ampler charts below. See you in the next video.